Alright, so I am back with a whole new video. So last week I said I was gonna do 2 videos, but the one that I was gonna release, it's scrapped. I don't think I'm gonna release that one. I don't really like it after watching it back. But this week, wait, no, you got one last week. I think that was a rant. This one you're gonna get another story, cause I don't know. I've been thinking about telling this story for a little minute now. And I didn't really have like a good time. Well, there's a few stories I want to tell. But the other one, I don't know. I think people in my life like will probably know who I'm talking about, especially like my friends and stuff. They'll probably know who I'm talking about. So still debating on if I'm going to tell that one. But yeah, it's a little weirdo story. But I mean, I might tell it. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, but this week, the story is on my worst ever job. Now, like, here's the thing. What made this job, like, bad wasn't my coworkers. I actually liked my coworkers, minus one of them. But if you hear barking in the back, it's my dog. Sorry. But,
Hey, I'm editing and I got the dates wrong. It was actually August. It was like August 18th, and I still got like the messages and everything. So I'm gonna just show them to y'all like right here.
I'm back. Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, what made this job bad wasn't my coworkers. Well, minus one of them, but you'll figure it out as we go through the story. So September of last year, was looking for a job, was applying to places, applied to Home Depot, Lowe's, a couple restaurants, wasn't nobody hiring. But my friend had a job, and I had asked her, I said, hey, can you get me, is your job hiring? Can you check for me? And she was like, yeah. So she gave me the number to call so I could set up my little appointment. Now, I'm going to give her a name. Yvonne. We're going to say Yvonne. Put two and two together, you know who I'm talking about. So Yvonne texted me the number. All right. And like as soon as she sent it, she said, don't call until the next day. Because this was like later on that night. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure wasn't nobody going to text. So I was like, all right, cool. So the next day I, called up there, you know what I'm saying? Set up my interview. And it was scheduled for, I'm going to say the Thursday. Because I'm pretty sure I texted her on like a Sunday. So I had from Monday all the way up to Thursday to start preparing. So, I'm thinking it's going to be, I'm going to have to go up there with a suit, which I really didn't. But we'll get into that in a second. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking to the man, and he's like, hey, like, what have you worked before? How old are you? Are you in school? You want to work part-time, full-time? How much you want to be paid? Regular stuff. So, y'all hear that? Oh, I'm gonna kill it. Anyway, so yeah, Thursday comes. Day of the interview. Now, this was right when I had got like my little permit. So, I couldn't just drive up there. So I had to like get somebody to come up there with me. We driving. And I get up there and it's a little empty. So I'm like, okay. And I'm looking at the little area and it's like a little Mexican store over there. Mind you, this is Dickie's Barbecue. Don't work there. Well, it's at least the one in Lancaster. Don't work at that one. So, we get there and I'm like, is this the right place? Then I see the little sign and it says Dickie's. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just walk up in here. Now, when I walked in there, it's actually really nice. So, I was like, okay, looks a little clean. Doesn't look too bad. And there was this older Hispanic dude. It's sitting in there like as soon as I walk in. So it's like you walk in and it's like the little big old dining room, but it's like all the chairs and stuff are put up on the tables because mind you, it's like quarantine and stuff. They closed everything down. So, people couldn't really dine in. But when you walk in, there was this older Hispanic dude. His name was, Alfred. We're going to say Alfred. So Alfred was standing there and he just kind of looked at me. And I was like, hey. He was like, oh, what are you here for? What are you here for? I said, oh, I'm here for the interview. He said, who do you have an interview with? I said, I don't know. I just called up here and got an interview. So he was like, okay. Then he went around to the back and got the manager. Now, the manager, bless his heart, he was short. Now, I don't know, because like I want to give like details. No, because I go into details at the throughout the story. So he was a little short Indian dude, and he walked around the corner and he was like, "Hey, what's your name?" I told him my name. I was like, "Yeah, I'm here for the interview." He was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So we went from the main building and we walked past the little, it's kind of like a little lunch line type thing, where everything's just sit out and you just point out what you want to eat. It was like that. So we walked past that, then we make a little run at this hall, and we in the hallway. So I'm like, okay, like we're not gonna do this in the office. Then we go through this other door, and it's like a storage building. Like it's nothing but boxes, dirty tables, and it's like 2 chairs, and like it's hot, like humid, like very, very hot in this place. So I'm like, okay. So, we get in there and talk about regular interview stuff. He sends me this digital application that he wanted me to fill out, and, banking information so he can figure out like where he's sending the money to. So I was supposed to start the next Monday. So Sunday night comes around and I'm like, well, I know I'm supposed to start tomorrow, but shouldn't I be getting like a schedule? Like, what's going on? So I text my friend Yvonne. It was like, hey, have you gotten a schedule? She was like, no. And she was like, no. So I was like, okay, well, neither have I. She was like, oh, well, just give it a little time. Give it a little time. They'll send it tonight. I was like, all right, cool. So I wake up the next morning and I text Yvonne. I was like, Yvonne. Wow, she's exposed. I mean, she don't care. So I text Yvonne and she was like, did you get your schedule? I said, no. I said, did you get yours? She said, yeah, I got it like literally 5 minutes after we texted each other last night. So I was like, okay. So I was just like, all right, fine. He didn't give me a specific time. So I just asked her, I said, hey, what time are you going in today? And she was like, I think she went in at like 4 or something like that. So I was like, all right, I'll go up there at 4. But I think she ended up telling me, she was like, don't just like, pop up there because they, probably, just got their dates wrong. That's it. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. So I didn't go. I waited Tuesday, didn't get a response. Waited Wednesday, didn't get a schedule. Waited Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the next Sunday. I'm like, okay, what's going? I didn't hit my thing. Hold on. So, I done waited like basically a week and I still haven't gotten anything. Mind you, this is strike 1. So, I just decided to call back up there. So I'm like, hey. The manager was like, hey, who's this? I said, I'm Aaron. I just had an interview like last week and I was just trying to figure out when I was supposed to start. Y'all know he told me, oh, my bad. I totally forgot you had an interview and I hired you. What? Like, what? Like, you just hired me. You know what I'm saying? You told me I started Monday. You didn't text me, like, back at all. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? So, it's just like, okay. So, I was just like, oh, well, that's fine. I really need a job right now. So, it's just like, okay, well, that's cool. When can I start? He says, come in tomorrow. Mind you, this is Sunday. So I'm supposed to go in the next Monday. So, I walk in and I'm like, okay, what I got to do. So I walk in and he immediately starts training me on like how to do dishes and stuff. Now, doing dishes at that job was probably one of the most annoying jobs because sometimes I worked the evening shift, like 4 to 9, 5 to 9, 6 to 9. Sometimes I work 3 to 9. I used to like do those little times. And the people in the morning shift never did dishes. They never restocked sauces. They never bagged fries and okra. They never did none of that. So basically it was all the people who came in later on in the day to do stuff that they could have did earlier in the morning. So that was like really annoying. So, I'm in there and I want to say Alfred was there. What I want to call the manager? Bam. Sam. Yeah, we're going to call him Sam. Sam was there. And I want to say... Oh, what was his name? I got to get these names together. I'm sorry. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Tim. And Tim was there. Now, so, it's me, Tim, Sam, Alfred. We're all in there. And Tim's, basically just showing me, like, the little ropes, This is where this is where that is. If you have any questions, just ask me. They're showing me how to, like, use a little pressure washer and stuff I got to clean out and where to sanitize it. So, I'm just back there doing dishes, scrubbing. I do these at home. So, it's just like, I got to do these at work now. So, that Friday comes and it's payday. Now, no, wait, let me see. No, they had got paid the week before. So I worked 2 weeks. We got paid bi-weekly. So the first week I worked, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Did we get paid this week? They was like, no, you get paid every other week. I was like, okay, cool. So the next week comes, I'm up there, working. I'm working like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays and Saturdays and stuff like that. So, the next Friday comes and it's time for everybody to get paid. So I see my one friend open their check. They're like, oh, okay, this is cool. Then Tim opened his. It's like, oh, okay. Because, people usually just open it right there. And it's usually like, what is this? Or, okay, this is all right. I was like, okay, well, I'm finna get at least like $200. You know what I mean? I opened my first check and it was like 100, like flat, like 2 weeks worth of work. Long, well, not necessarily the longest of hours, but like some pretty long hours. And I only got $100 in 2 weeks. I don't like that. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm over it. I'm over this job. I'm like, you know what? I just got the job. I can't expect my first check to be the highest. So, whatever. So, a few checks come and, we're rising and we're rising. It's like, okay, this may not be too bad. But, the thing that I hated, I'm not going to lie, customer service is not for me. Although I'm like really nice, like naturally to everybody. Customer service is not for me because people are flat out rude for no reason. I have a little customer service job right now, but still, like, people are just beyond rude for no reason. I really don't understand why y'all be trying to talk crazy to people who be out here making y'all food. Like, these people won't mess up your food. I mean, I won't do nothing to your food, but the other people might do something to you, and that's your fault because you shouldn't have been trying to talk to them all type of crazy. So here's when, like, things really start to, like, kind of pick up. Now, I'm just going to say it. What I said that man next? Sam didn't like me. If you worked up there, you knew that man didn't like me. Why? I can't tell you. But it was just, like, every single thing that I did was, like, low-key a problem. Now, they ended up mind you, this is, like, months. This is, like, a couple months, like, into working at this little job. Him and the old dude who used to work up there, his name was Gerard. We're just going to say Gerard. Gerard was like a manager type of thing, but like the thing that I hated the most about Gerard was like low-key a snitch. Like, Gerard, you couldn't do nothing. Like, you was on your phone. He'll be sitting up there typing on his phone, but the moment you pick up your phone, oh no, get off there, find something to do, go restock, go do this, go do that. Like, what? You on your phone? Why I can't be on mine? Ain't nobody in here. That's another... No, we're going to get into that here in a minute. So, Gerard and Sam ended up installing little Ring cameras. Like the ones that people be having on their house, like the little security cameras. It was like that. And it was really annoying because Sam and his wife used to just be watching it. Like, watching us on the little cameras, right? And, like, what I'm saying, we'll be out there taking orders. And they'll just all of a sudden be trying to like talk to us while we're working like through the little camera. So like I ain't gonna lie, I used to just ignore them because it's like leave us alone. We're working. You see us working. Why are you like so? Why are you trying to like talk to us when you see all these people in this line?
Me editing again. Oh my god. I am so sorry about this dog just barking in the background the entire video. I had to put her up because like I was scared she was just gonna boo boo all on my floor and she wants to get out her cage. Ain't nothing wrong with her. I promise you she ain't been killed or slaughtered or attacked down there. She's just wanting to get out that cage, but who won't be boo booing on my floor is her. So yeah, sorry about that.
You know what I'm saying? So they didn't like that. And they used to try to call us on our phones while we were on the clock and, you know, working. And then they used to get mad when we didn't pick up, even though it was like big orders coming in. Mind you, we did DoorDashes, Uber Eats, not Lyft. What's that other place? DoorDash, Uber Eats, Postmates. I think it was Postmates. I think we did Postmates. So yeah, we did all of that. So usually we was just in there working. And they used to like getting their little feelings, like especially with me, because they called. A lot of times I wasn't gonna pick up because like, what are you calling me for? And they used to try to like call me in on my days off. Like, no, I gotta come in tomorrow. I see y'all tomorrow. Y'all gotta go in today. I'm not going in. I'm not taking over anybody's shift. Sorry. Like, even to this day, I'll take over a couple people's shifts if they need it. Like, if they needed me to take over the shift, I'll take over for them. But I'm not gonna do it willingly. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they installed those cameras, and I want to say maybe a month later, the Garado ended up leaving. He was accused of stealing. I don't know the full story. All I know is Sam and one of the customers had gotten to it real bad, and then, you know, Garado's just sat up there and, you know, took his little, what you call them things? Aprons? His little apron off and, you know, got his last little check, gave Sam the keys and walked out to never be seen again. Now, Gerard brought all of our business. I'm not going to lie. When Gerard was there, we were packed all the time, 24/7, 25/8. Like, when I say it was very rarely a slow moment. And sometimes, one of the hardest days, one Sunday, it was a Cowboys game. Sam only made it to where me and Gerard sat up there and worked. Mind you, a whole restaurant. Okay, he know it'd be busy up there, but he's only had 2 people on there, so it's got to be one person working the register and one person sitting up here trying to like get all the food and stuff together. Then we got to clean up the whole place by ourselves, and we don't nobody want to be here all late. You know what I'm saying? So like it was like probably one of the most stressful days, and it was like that day, everybody and their mama wanted like a big old family pack, like a whole bunch of pounds of meat, then like 4 or 5 different big old things, the sides and all the other stuff. It was just like, oh my God. Like, when I tell you, I really contemplated like quitting that job so many times. It makes 0 sense, but I needed to check. And plus, when nobody else hiring around me, so it was just kind of like, you know, just deal with it. Now, I'm getting so off track. But it's like, when I be telling my stories, like, I just, like, go, like, based off of, like, memory. So, like, I could be, like, right where I am right now, and then I think of something that happened, like, at the beginning, and I go, like, all the way back, just to go all the way back forward. So, bear with me with that. But we also used to do our own catering orders. Now, I don't know where y'all work at, but, like, at the place I work out now, managers and stuff do caterings. But at my old job, we used to, like, set the boxes up. You know, we used to put the chips, cookies, we used to sit up there and make all the sandwiches, you know, make all the sandwiches and all that other stuff. like by ourselves. Like the manager was nowhere to be found, and if he was around, he was trying to act like he was like trying to boss everybody around. But it was like, dog, you not even helping. Like he was one of them dudes where he just sat up there and would look and just point and look for stuff to like get mad about. It was like, you could really be helping us, you know what I'm saying? But you know, whatever, he didn't want to. So Grotto leaves. And when I tell y'all, we were like never, like close to never ever busy again. You know what I'm saying? And right before Grotto left, we had this other dude. I think his name was Robert. I'll say their names. I don't care. It was Roberto, Tony. Tony was one of my favorite co-workers. I had my friend Jacoby and Jim Javon. And I think that was it for the little moment. So, you know, it's all of us. And, you know, we're just working and working and working and working. You know what I'm saying? The manager Sam was up there all the time. And, you know, people didn't like Sam. Nobody really liked Sam, for real, for real. If we're being completely honest. Didn't nobody like that man, for real. So when he's up there, you know, everybody's mood is killed. Like, why is he here? Like, he needs to go home. Or he would, like, leave, but he'll leave, like, close to the very, very, very end. So, like, everybody already, they had a bad shift. You know what I'm saying? He finally decided to leave, and it's just, oh, thank God. So, a few weeks later, we did I want to say another catering order, and this was around Thanksgiving. Now, once again, you know, caterings, we do that stuff by ourselves, so we sit up here having to, you know, wrap turkeys and make all the dressings, and people coming in with these big old orders. I never realized how many people don't cook for Thanksgiving until I worked at that place. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I tell y'all, people was coming in there getting turkeys and hams and green beans and dressings and mashed potatoes with some ribs, with macaroni. Like, dog, people was coming in there getting a whole Thanksgiving dinner. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, y'all not cooking? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I understand if you're doing something for your job and you just doing, you know what I'm saying, little chopped beef sandwiches or something, but y'all not gonna cook nothing? Y'all don't know nobody who is gonna cook? It's like, dang, man. I'm sorry, my nose itch. But yeah, so we did caterings. And I'm not gonna lie, like Thanksgiving week, since we were all out of school and stuff like that, we had everybody working. So that was really fun. Like, when I tell you, it was like people that I didn't usually see, like people who worked in the mornings, they were up there, and like we were all just having a like good time working together. We were like talking, you know, yada yada yada. But I feel like the thing that made you know, that little time the best was like the little breaks we got. Because let me tell you something, we used to have to sneak our little breaks. Like, that man did not want to give us no type of breaks. And it was like, you remember how I told you it was like the little storage room? We was over there. Now, another thing we used to do, well, am I admitted to a crime? I think so, maybe. But I mean, hey, it was months ago. It was food, whatever. We used to have to sneak like our little like sandwiches and stuff because they gave us like this little discount, and like the discount literally only took like maybe 50 to 75 cents off of our total. So we was paying like, you know what I'm saying, $8. We was still technically paying full price for them little sandwiches, which was like close to like $6. And really, too, they sandwiches really weren't that big to be, you know, $6 full dollars. So it was just kind of like, you know what? Hey, maybe this sandwich, I'm finna go eat. Like, really, people wasn't really stressing about paying. We only like really did that when it was like, okay, the man is just like right in the other room. So I think I'm not good with times. So yeah, oh god, I'm like going like, I'm just bouncing back and forth. So I mean, just bear with me. But one like incident I do remember, like when all of us were on break, I had made me some little wings. It was like a little buffalo. Then I put me like some little lemon pepper on top of it. I used to always do that. And I didn't want to pay no like $17 for no wings. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was when they would go like out to do like a little catering call or something, I used to just like go grab me some wings and just drop them in the grease. And I remember one time he had just walked. He was like, "Hey, who are these for?" And I was like, "Oh, it was like for an order," which was true because our order was placed for some wings. So I was technically making theirs and mine at the same time. So you know what I'm saying? I didn't make this, put them in the little thing, but I had got me like a little what you call them things? It was like a little Tupperware things, like you know the little white like foam styrofoam containers or something like that. It was like that. So I had put mines like in there and went and took to the break room. So like we was all in there, we was just in there talking, and like we was all having a good time, and we heard the door open, and it's the manager, Sam. Let me tell you something. We went from laughing to like, just everybody having a good time to just silence. Like in seconds. It was like the moment we heard the door open, it was just like a dark cloud covered the entire room. It was just like, here he go. So, you know what I'm saying? He's over there, and I have never asked anybody who used to work there with me, who was there with me that day. I have never closed anything faster in my life. It was like as soon as I heard, I said, and it was just looking. And I had like he had walked over towards me, and I was like, "Oh Lord, I'm caught." But he was just in there, asking us like stupid little questions. And it was like, all right, whatever. So he finally left, and it was just like, like, what does he want? But now, mind you, like when I was talking about the strikes, I was like, strike one, he forgot about me. Strike two, he used to like low key try us, but this was like strike three. This is when I was like, I am done with this job. I'm over it. I'm ready to go. I'm never coming back. We had this manager. Mind you, I was called in. Wasn't even supposed to be working this day, but I was called in. We had this manager. We had to make 700 orders. Okay. Now, I went in, and it was this new lady. Her name was Jasmine. We're going to say Jasmine. Jasmine was probably hands down the coolest managers I have like ever ran into or had. And like she was just so cool. And y'all know, like, we literally got like all 700 of those orders. Well, we got 700 boxes done. We just had to wait for the sandwiches, but they was gonna make the sandwiches the next day. So it usually took us the entire day to do them. You know what I'm saying? To do that many. We got all of those done. I came in at like 6. We got all of those done. I want to say at least about like 8:45-ish, and had everything cleaned up before then. So we was walking out 9 o'clock on the dot. Like the moment we supposed to be closing, we was walking out. We was done. So there was a problem with that. Because I think somebody had like a DoorDash order. Like, let me tell you something. One thing I've also learned about working at like fast food places, DoorDashers will show up at 8:59 if you close at 9 o'clock. Like, no, I'm going home. You know what I'm saying? One time they even showed up at 9:05, 9:10. Like, dog, we walking out. We finna go, sir. So, you know what I'm saying? We just hand them their food, and we just, when one person's handing them their food, we walking out the back, going to our cars, because we ready to go. So, that was a problem. And then, I worked with her like, I want to say like 2 or 3 more times. And every time we worked with her, like, she had so many stories. And she was so like hilarious. Like, I really hate the way they like did her. So, I'll tell you how she got fired. So, from my knowledge, I keep scratching my nose. I'm so sorry. But from my knowledge, she was fired because I guess the person that Sam was trying to make manager. All right, I'll just tell you the way, because I'm not finna try to explain it like that. So one day she came into work. She was assistant manager. We had another dude. His name was Roberto. He was going to be the manager. And I guess Sam had trained this other dude up to be the like actual manager. Like, Sam was like dirty. I don't care. Sam was a dirty person. So, he's basically training all 3 of them. So she comes in and, sees a new person with her being an assistant manager, she's going to obviously like ask you to do X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? That's really her job. So she, you know, was like, hey, you know, I need you to do this, that, and the third. Now, one thing about Jasmine, although she was cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, she used to just like, I don't really, like, because it really wasn't a problem to me. But, you know, she's like cuss and, you know, talk like a little reckless. But, you know, I mean, it didn't really matter to us. She used to talk to like us. Like, if we were having a conversation, that's how she would talk. But when it got to like a customer, she was like cool, real cool. So, you know, at the end of the shift, she's, you know, telling him like what to do. And then he's like, you know who I am? And she's like, no. And then basically what I've heard was he was just basically telling her, well, he told her that he was going to be the new manager, and he thought that she couldn't come, and he thought that it would be best that she didn't come back until she got her attitude straight. So then she comes in the next day to get her check, and basically, you know what I'm saying, they were trying to like have a conversation with her, but she wasn't really hearing it because they had already like irritated her, and she just, you know, got fired right then and there. And like that is probably like one of the dumbest things like I have ever heard, because this is like, dog, what? Like you really just fired her for doing her job. Like, had y'all told her who he was like in the first place, we really wouldn't be in this situation. But they set her up. I don't care what nobody say. They set her up to get fired. They both of them knew what they were doing, so it was just like, whatever, dog. Sorry, the wind just blew my curtain. Anywho, but yeah, I think the like last straw for me was like, I kept getting called in to work on my off days, and then Sam also gave all of like the old people like all of our hours to like the new people. Like, mind you, 3 people didn't quit by this time, so both my friends didn't quit, and like, you know, Gerard had already quit too. So it's not a lot of people I know up there. It's like 2 other people that like I'm actually cool with. They're still working up there. So, what happened? There's like only 2 people up there I'm still cool with. Oh, so yeah, I kept getting called in, and when I would get up there, or when I was already like halfway up there, they would try to cancel on me. So like the last time he had called me in, like the moment I pulled up, because mind you, I was like getting Ubers to work, because, you know, I couldn't drive and my people was at work. So I was catching Ubers like to my job. And then it was like I done spent all this money on these Ubers, because Ubers is actually like pretty expensive, and you gonna just cancel on me. Like, so one day I was just like, no, I'm gonna work today. I'm just gonna clock in. What you need me to do? I was like, no, we don't need you. I was like, nah, I didn't spend money on this Uber. I'm going to work today. I'm finna get somebody hours. Now, mind you, I went from working 4 days a week to around this time, I was lucky to get 2 days. No, I went from working like at least 5 days out of the week. Like, because I used to work the weekends. Then I would work like a couple days, you know, throughout the week. So I went from like at least 5 days to literally I was getting like maybe 1 or 2 days. I was lucky to get 2. You know what I'm saying? And if he was feeling generous, he would give me 3. But so, you know, the checks is like really short. So, the last straw was I was in my room sleep, and they were blowing my phone up. Where you at? You're supposed to be here. I wasn't scheduled. So I was just like, what are you talking about? I'm not even scheduled for today. We need you here. So I get there. Dog, the moment I pull into the driveway, the parking lot. I walk in there, and they're like, oh, no, never mind. We don't need you. You can go home. That night, I put in my 2 weeks. I could have sat up there and just, acted a whole fool, but I didn't. I just texted them when I had got back in my car. I can't do it no more. I'm tired. Y'all cutting my hours short. Y'all giving, these trash checks. Y'all, my last check was literally $60. The last few checks was actually, really, they was low like that. So I was, not making no type of money. It was time for me to go. And you know what I'm saying? That was like really like just the end of it. Like my last 2 weeks, you know, that I didn't get no hours as expected. I was really over that job. I went a couple months without a job. And I didn't like that. And I'll tell you why, because it was like when I was working, like I had money, you know, coming in. So, you know, I was able to buy my own stuff. But when I stopped working, you know, obviously the money stops. And it was just, I had got like comfortable, you know, just sitting at home and like not going to work. And that was like really aggravating to me. So I had went and got, you know, the job that I have now. And we was cool. But tell me why. Like, I want to say a week after I had got my new job, the old manager had called me and was like, hey, give us a call when you wake up. He asked it to like early in the morning. So he like obviously knew I was asleep. He was like, hey, give us a call when you wake up. And I blocked this number as soon as I saw it. I was like, no, I'm not calling. I'm not coming back up there. Like, I don't know. It was just like everything about that job I hated. Mind you, all the people who were there when I first got there left. Everybody quit. So now they're full of new people. People hated that job. People hated him. People couldn't stand him or that job. Everybody, like, you know, because at first I was just like, okay, maybe he's not that bad. But like when I had first got that job and like as I worked like overtime, it was just like, I see why people are leaving. Dog, when I tell y'all we lost all our business when Gerard left, like it was just so crazy. Like I was like, you know what? You know, he's gone, but we'll still get business. No, we were like never busy like that at all. The only time we were busy is when there was like a DoorDash or Uber Eats or Postmates coming in. And we were lucky to get like a big old family come in to come and get some food. And I haven't been by there since. I swear to God, I hated that job. I'll never go back. If you looking for a job, please do not work at no type of Dickies because, well, at least the one I worked at, because, that was just nothing but pain. And I'm pretty sure he only texted us because he got tired of having to go up there every day because they short the staff. But that about wraps up this video. I know it was really, 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 really all over the place. And I'm sorry about that. But, like, stories, I like to give, like, all details. And I got to think I, like, be at, you know, in the future. Then I think about something while I'm telling the story. And I got to go all the way back. Then, you know, go finish back where I started. It's just, it's a lot. It's stressful. But hopefully you enjoyed this story. My nose itches like crazy. I'm about to go take some allergy medicine in the next few minutes. But yeah, I will be back next week. I'll probably post this video probably like Wednesday, Thursday, maybe earlier than that. Maybe, yeah, either Wednesday or Thursday, or, you know, earlier, depending on how I feel when it comes to editing. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed. Go ahead and like, comment, and do all the other extra stuff. And yeah, I will see y'all next week. Bye.